My name is Monica Pardede, and in this video I wanna explain about one method of Diane Larsen book, namely the method of the audio-language method. Okay, the first is the definition of the audiolingual method. The audiolingual method is a method for foreign language teaching which emphasizes the teaching of listening and speaking before reading and writing. This method is a combination between behavioral psychology and linguistics. In this audiolingual method, the students first hear a language. Later, they speak the language and after that, they read and write in it. Mother tongue is discouraged in the classroom when this method is used. Okay, and the second goals of the audiolingual method. The first is teachers want their students to be able to use the target language communicative. And the second, training in listening comprehension, accurate pronunciation, and reading comprehension and production. And the third, to develop in the students the same types of abilities that native speakers have to use it automatically without stopping to think. Okay, and the third, techniques of the audiolingual method. A. Repetition drill. This drill is often used to teach the lines of the dialogue. Students are asked to repeat the teacher's model as accurately and as quickly as possible. B. Substitution drill. The students repeat the line from the dialogue which the teacher has given them. Substitution the cue into the line in its proper place. And C. Question and answer drill. The drill gives students practice with answering questions. The students should answer the teacher question very quickly. It is also possible for the teacher to cue the students' asked question as well. And the fourth, the main principles of the audiolingual method. The first, language forms occur most naturally within a context. And the second, the native language should be kept apart in order to prevent its interference on the target language. The third, the major rule of the teacher is that all model of the target language. The fifth, characteristic of audiolingual method. Some characteristics of this method are: A. Drills are used to teach structural patterns. B. Set phrases are memorized with a focus on intonation. C. Grammatical explanations are kept to a minimum. D. Vocabulary is taught in context. E. Audiovisual aids are used. And F. Focus on pronunciation. G. Correct responses are positively reinforced immediately. 6. Advantage of audiolingual method. The first, listening and speaking skills are emphasized and especially the former rigorously developed. 2. The use of visual aids is effective in vocabulary teaching. 3. The method is just functional and easy to execute for larger groups. 4. Correct pronunciation and structure are emphasized and acquired. And 5. It is a teacher-dominated method. 6. The learner is in a direct role. The learner has little control over the material studied of the method of study. The seventh, disadvantage of audiolingual method. 1. The behaviorist approach to learning is now discredited. Many scholars have proven its weakness. 2. It does not make sufficient attention to communicative competence. 3. Only language form is considered while meaning is neglected. 4. Equal importance is not given to all 4 skills. 5. It is a teacher-dominated method. 6. It is a mechanical method since it demands pattern practice, drilling, and memorization over functional learning and organic use. And the last, the learner is in passive role. The learner has little control over their learning. Okay, now the learner rules. In the audiolingual method, the students play a passive role as they don't have any control over the content or the method of learning. The students are mere imitators of their model. Their sole objective is to follow the teacher's direction and respond as preciously and as promptly as possible. And teacher rules is in the audiolingual method, the teacher has an active role as he is the sole authority to control and direct the whole learning program. He monitors and corrects the students' performance. He is also responsible for providing the students with a good model for imitation. The teacher endeavors to keep the students' attentive by varying drills and tasks and choosing relevant situations for practice structures. Now, what is audiolingual method example? Teaching substitution drills. Audiolingual substitution drills are mechanical exercises that reinforce structural patterns and practice vocabulary. In this drill, students vary the dialogue without altering any grammar. For example, the teacher repeats a dialogue sentence such as, "I ate an apple." She then supplies a prompt by saying banana or showing a picture or a banana. Students should respond, "I ate a banana." Okay, the exercise continues with other foods such as pear, orange, and hamburger. Using the same sentence, another drill could practice different subjects. For example, the teacher says Tom, and students respond, "Tom ate an apple." Okay, I think that's for example. And now, the implementation of audiolingual method in teaching English. In this discussion session, the writer discussed about the overall of the result that the researcher explained above. The audiolingual method is the mode of language instruction based on the behaviorism approach by Bourne. Due that audiolingual method, there are some key features. New material is present in dialogue form, repetitive drills, memorization of set of phrases, and etc. The aim of this method is to create communicative competence by giving wide-ranging repetition and drilling to the students in language study. From the audiolingual method, theory and research finding to writers suggest that the teacher gives much more repetition, drilling, and memorization extensively in English teaching learning. The teacher gives drilling models, word repetition, and sentence repetition. Moreover, the teacher guides the students to read dialogue, instruct the student to find the meaning and practice in front of the class, and the teacher monitors and corrects the student performance. And the teacher's role are the teacher function in the fulfillment of teaching learning activities. Teacher gives influence over learning. Teacher as a counselor. Learner's roles are present in the learner's views, processor, performance, and problem solver. I think that's all about my explanation about the audio or the audiolingual methods. Thank you for your good attention.